Any tips for plats? Stop aerialing in attack. Never go for an aerial in offense and you'll become a better plat player. Only aerial to make saves and blocks in defense. But it depends like what's your tip for? You want to rank out of plat or you want to get better as a player? Because if you want to rank out of plat, stop aerialing in offense. You want to become a better player? Number one tip for plat. Stop going for every single ball. Try and take note of where your teammates are and let them go for the ball sometimes. In fact, hit the ball towards them so that they can have it. I know. Not really in line with the platinum way of thinking, which is my teammates suck. I'm a grand champ and I'm stuck here, but they're obviously real platinum players. So let me, the grand champ, carry these imbeciles out of this rank that I'm not supposed to be in. And the less of the ball that they have and the more of the ball that I have, the better. Said every platinum player ever. Now stop thinking like that. Start thinking, okay, my teammates are in this rank for a reason, I'm in this rank for a reason, let's try and work towards a common goal of putting the spherical object into the hole in the wall at the correct end of the field, hopefully. And then you guys might actually be able to put together some decent passing plays. These lessons to be patient. Yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about. It's definitely a good thing to have. Why not aerial on offense? Because there's this kind of... All-star aerial training is a pretty good place to show you what I mean. Every ball like this in plat has the whole lobby flying up for it. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, the ball's in the air. I'm gonna go get it. And then everybody goes, and like 5 people miss the ball. Like, if you're the one player who isn't flying at the ball, you can instead do this. Oh, 5 people missed. Cool. My ball. And then you can put it into their open net. That's how you do offense in plat. Just stop aerialing, let everybody else aerial and miss, and then you can stay on the ground where you're supposed to be and hit the ball into their goal. That's why you don't aerial in plat offense if you're trying to get rank points. Now you do aerial in plat defense because you need to attack this kind of ball, right? So really, if you're a platinum player, what I'm saying is never do aerials in aerial training. Only do aerials in goalie training. In aerial training, what you do is wait for the ball to bounce and then you hit it. This is what you do in aerial training if you're plat. Try and get really good at spanking the ball into the back wall and then doing a follow-up. Like, genuinely, this is the only thing aerial training is good for if you're in any rank. Just practicing your timing and your half volleys. That's right, I missed. But yeah, that's not just a plat tip. Somebody asked me what would I tell a plat player. That's what I said in the context of plat. But that's for anybody. Stop aerialing in offense in 2v2. And to a lesser degree in 3v3. Any tips for hitting the ball consistently in training? If the ball's coming towards you, you need to dodge earlier than you think you do. Like if the ball is bouncing off a wall like this, most of the time that you mess up a hit is because you dodge too late. Or if the ball's like just rolling into you, don't feel the need to dodge. Like chipping it is very often better. A lot of players will make the mistake of trying to dodge into every ball and then they'll just do things like this where they go. Send a nice little... what is it James Watt calls them? A worm burner towards the other team's net instead of something like this. Boom! Much harder to defend. Didn't jump, and we made it harder for the other team to deal with. But yeah, if the ball's bouncing at you, and you have to jump, you have to dodge sooner than you think, because a lot of people will like dodge too late. They'll hit the ball and then they'll dodge. They don't account for the fact that the ball is moving towards them. You need to dodge sooner if it's coming at you. Now it's coming across your path. This is like a totally different skill. You have to like obviously just learn how to time your run up. You have to just know where to be in the run up. It's all practice. Like, how do you get better at hitting the ball consistently in free training? Just go into free training and hit the ball around. And try and think about what you're doing. Think, okay, I'm gonna hit this on half volley into the other team's corner. And then we're gonna see what kind of bounce we get. And now we're gonna try and set up a hook shot. And boom, there we go. Into the near post. Okay, we're rebounding this top corner. Straight into the bar. Brilliant. But, you know, like, try and think about what you're doing. Don't just go we have nothing in mind. We're chasing the ball, not actually doing anything on purpose. Like, this is doing nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. But if you're making active plays, thinking, okay, we're going to try and like make one touch and then absolutely blast this ball, that's something you can, you know, take into a game, because there's going to be times in a game where you have to make one touch and then hit the ball hard as you can. It's actually really hard to do from a center circle. Very, very difficult. This is something I would not recommend to lower level players, because it's going to give you a headache. But the key to stuff like this is actually boosting away from the ball initially. Like, as soon as you make the first touch, you should be boosting away, so you can give yourself as much of a chance of getting around it as possible. It's the only way that you're going to get any power on this shot. By boosting away from the ball. Heavy touch there. The majority of players needs these tips aren't watching. It sucks. Needs to implement actually helpful, frequently updated rank-based between game tips from good coaches. I mean, most people just play the game for fun. Nobody needs to get better. It doesn't really matter. Like, if somebody makes the same mistakes for their entire Rocket League career as a ranked, like, casual player, like, so what? Like, you have to remember that there's only a very small percentage of players who actually care enough about getting better to try and seek out things like coaching and advice from players that are better than them. Most people don't give a monkey's how bad they are, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Like, if your teammates don't care about improving, that's up to them.
The nose knows.
No problem, bit Noah. Sassy, thanks for the 18-month tier 1. M. Jakobsen, thanks for the 500 bits. Mob, thanks for making the night shift fly by. Hey, I'm glad I could help while he's off, but hopefully that wasn't. Oh, it was 23 minutes ago. I'm so bad at reading alerts when I'm talking. If you mean like, when should you go and buy coaching? Just whenever you want. Like, if you enjoy the purchase, for your time then helping us it's improve. Worth it, in my opinion. But obviously, it's like a question of, can I afford this? Should I be spending money on this? There's plenty of free resources available to make things like paid coaching not worth it for a lot of players who don't have the money to spend. I would never recommend anybody to get a tier 3 review from me if money is tight. Not worth it. Don't do it. Never get paid coaching if money is tight. Don't sub to a Twitch streamer. Don't donate to a Twitch streamer. Do not get paid coaching in a video game. Unless, of course, you're extremely close to going pro or something and you can actually get a return on that investment. But yeah, it's just like a cost versus value thing. Like, the person who's going to learn the most from coaching is somebody who starts at the very beginning. Like, the earlier the better. But like I said, it's not necessary. You can improve with zero coaching. Because, I mean, I stream my tier 3 reviews, so the reason I do that is because I don't really care that a lot of people are getting free coaching. That's fine. Like, I'm potentially, I mean, I don't know if I am hurting the actual tier 3, I guess if you call it income. I don't know if I'm hurting it by streaming it, because maybe somebody watches a tier 3 review and they're like, oh, that answered all my questions, now I don't need one. But that doesn't bother me. If that's the case, that's fine. Not a problem. I don't mind streaming it for to benefit those who can't get one of their own for whatever reason. That's perfectly okay with me. In fact, that's why I do stream them. Because I know that not everybody can get one. I used to do one-to-one coaching sessions in Rocket League, and I didn't really enjoy them because I prefer streaming them by far. Well, I prefer streaming replay reviews because it's just the easiest thing to do. That is coaching, you know? And yeah, a lot of people requested them from me, so I was like, sure. Because then it gives you guys some content, helps out the, you know, community of Rocket League players who are trying to improve in ranks a little bit. And of course, gives people their moment in the spotlight, scoring a double touch in a replay. The amount of double touches that I've seen after horrendous games is high. Half flip is hard for you? Well, I do it on a keyboard, so for me it's very different. Like all I do is backflip and then I air roll sideways and forwards at the same time. But do you know what a flip cancel is? It's where you like basically do this. Oh wait, my W key got stuck. What is W key got stuck again? Hold on. Yeah, this where you like cancel the flip. Yeah, I'm KBM. Yeah, half flip is essentially flip cancel. Man. I really hope this stops happening. Is my W key actually just gonna keep getting stuck? Okay, I think it might be fine. That's bad news. I know that's like one of the worst keys to get stuck. Why is it stuck? Oh man, I can't even get it. I can't even pull it off the keyboard without taking off like 5 other keys. I'm gonna check it later. W giving fat L's. I just smashed it right now. I just absolutely leathered it with my finger. It's my own fault. I just absolutely crushed it and it got stuck down. But I think it's fine now. It clicked back out. I mean, W does get a beating. W does get a beating. That's why. Oh no. Oh no. I might have beamed it. No, it should be fine. Why do you think Soundmix is making GC more accessible? Wait, they are? Is this like an announcement, or is that just what is currently happening? I'm okay with GC being where it is. I just, like I've always said, wish there were more ranks in the game. Been talking about this for years. I want Grander Champ and Grandest Champ and Grandester Champ. But yeah, back to the half flip discussion. If you're a controller player, the way that you want a half flip, I can kind of show you what it looks like on a keyboard, but it will not look the same as a controller version. So what you want to do is you don't want to backflip. Keyboard and mouse half flip, you backflip to kick it off. Like the first thing I do is I backflip. But what you want to do is put your joystick to either 5 or 7 o'clock, so almost straight down, and then you flip, so it'll look more like this. This is like more of a diagonal flip than yours will have, hopefully. This is like a full-on diagonal flip because that's all I can do on a keyboard. But yeah, that's how you start your half flip on controller. You don't backflip, you flip slightly to the side, and then what you do is wait until your car is perfectly upside down, and then you just hold up. That's all you do. So it'll look somewhat like this. See that? You just diagonal flip and then hold up. As soon as your car is upside down, just hold up and your car will land almost the opposite direction. On a keyboard, the reason I can't show you exactly is because you don't have 16th flips on keyboard. You only have 8th flips. Like, that's a front flip. This is a flip a quarter to the left. That's a back flip. This is a quarter to the right. This is a 16th to the right. Or this is an 8th to the right. This is an 8th to the left and forward. This is an 8th to the left and backward and 8th to the left. You know what I mean? Like, there's only 8 different directions I can dodge on keyboard. On a controller, you can dodge 16 different directions. There's more angles that the analog stick can point in. So I want you to point it in the angles that are right next to straight back. So, not straight back. Don't put your joystick this way. Put it like this way. That's 5 o'clock. Or this way towards 7 o'clock. And then just flip. And when your car is upside down, hold up on the joystick. And when your car is directly upside down, hold up. And you will just have half flipped. It's that simple. Why not straight back? Because a controller player, unless they have air roll left and air roll right keybind, those are different keybinds, by the way. Like this, you need to go to your controls keybinds. Your air roll button, this one, for me is left shift. For a controller player, I can't remember what the default is, but I played it on left bumper when I played controller for a bit. If you only air roll using the air roll button and then air steering in combination with it, you cannot air roll at max speed in this direction and at this direction at the same time. But a keyboard player can. A keyboard player can jump. And do you see how far my car is rolling? Like I can steer so much farther. I'm just tapping jump here. And my car does a full rotation in a diagonal direction. Because I can air roll at max speed sideways and at max speed forwards at the same time on a keyboard. The only way to do that on a controller is to bind your air roll right and your air roll left key. For me, those are on O and P, which I'm never going to press. But yeah, that's just, I sometimes bind that just for examples. There's O, there's P. Now, if you use air roll right and left, or if you want to half flip straight backwards on a controller, you need to back flip, and then as soon as your car is upside down, you need to air roll, well, you need to air pitch down by pushing forward on your joystick while holding one of these keybinds. You need to put it on a button. That's why some freestylers have one of these buttons keybind, because then they can half flip in a straight line backwards. It also allows you to spin faster in the air. But you can still half flip on a controller without it. You don't need to change any keybinds from the default to half flip on a controller. Just put your joystick to 5 or 7, flip, and then as soon as your car's upside down, press up on the joystick. And it will look something like this, but instead of your car landing a quarter turn to the side, it will turn like 3/4 of a turn. Like right now, if I do it on a keyboard, I only land half turn rather. I only go a half turn from going straight back. You'll do something more like this. To do that on keyboard, I have to like do something weird, which I'm not going to explain. Just like some very weird air rolling that is not efficient at all and not at all useful. What's going on here? Teaching somebody how to half flip. No problem, Prasanna. Glad to help.